Shalom, shalom, peace, blessings, love, and safety to the 12 tribes of Israel. Just gonna wait for a second or two. Know it's kind of early out there, depending on where you at. Not gonna keep y'all too long out there today. Just gonna give it a minute or two. See if anybody gonna show up in here this morning. I'm out on the East Coast. Out on the good old East Coast. How y'all feeling out there today? Hope all is well. Hope everybody had a good night's sleep out there. If it's daytime, wherever you at now. Hope you slept well last night. I just wanted to come on here for a minute or two, or 3 or 4. I'm sure you guys saw the thumbnail. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Okay, you guys. Michael Todd, false prophet, pastor of a church, unfortunately. You guys, as you can see in the thumbnail, something is wrong with black people. All right? Something is wrong with black people. Now that pastor, Michael Todd, what the hell is wrong with him to spit in his hand? It's disgusting. This guy, and he worked up a nice amount of spit, okay? The video's out there on YouTube. You can go check it out if you want to, okay? He spit in his hand, and then he rubbed it. Oh my gosh. He rubbed it all over this dude's face. Rubbed it in his eyes, okay? It's disgusting. Okay, maybe I don't have it in there right now, but after I get finished with this live, I'll go and I'll try to put a link to the video. I'll go and try to put a link to the video in the description after I get finished with this live, because I haven't done it yet. I wasn't going to put it at first, but I think I want you guys to see how disgusting this false prophet is, Michael Todd, okay? He spit all in his hands and rubbed it on this dude's face. It was so nasty and disgusting. Homosexual-like, okay? It had a lot of sexual undertones in that if you got eyes to see it, right? The degradation and the humiliation of the so-called black man standing up there on stage in church, letting an effeminate pastor rub his spit on your eyes. Okay, and we know where this false prophet got this stuff from. He's up there, you know, doing what he would call a Jesus impersonation. Okay, no, we know his name wasn't Jesus. Okay? The Hebrews, we call him Yahweh Shai, okay? The Israelites, because that was his name. He was a Hebrew, okay? He wasn't American. He wasn't European. He was an Israelite. Yahweh Shai, okay? This effeminate, daggone there homosexual pastor called himself, what he was doing was a Jesus impersonation. White Jesus, by the way, okay? And you can tell that pastor, he got a lot going on, a lot of immorality going on, okay? Make no mistake about it. The so-called church is filled with effeminate men, okay? And for that black man to stand on stage and let another man rub spit in his eyes, right? Now, I already know you're going to get some so-called Christian to come on here. Hey, that guy's a believer. Don't shun the believer. Check this out. That guy don't believe in the Jesus of the Bible. I can guarantee you he believes in white Jesus, okay? With stringy hair, pale face, and an effeminate, soft spirit, okay? Make no mistake about it. That effeminate, soft spirit, pale face, stringy haired guy, he's nowhere in the Holy Bible. That's something that your slave master made up, okay? So that he could abuse you, so that he could run roughshod through your mind and through your community, okay? And through your masculinity. What would possess a grown man to let another man spit in his hand and then smear it all over his face? That thing appalled me when I saw that video. I was disgusted by it, right? As I'm sure many of you will be if you watch that video. Like I said, when I get finished with this live, I will go and place the link in the description if I can. But there's a serious problem in the so-called black community. There's a lack of masculinity. There seems to be a lack of real men, okay? A real man is not going to let nobody spit in his hand and smear it all over his face. You guys ought to see it. He had spit dribbling down his face, damn near going in his mouth, okay? I'm telling you, had I been, good thing I don't go to church, right? Because church is full of it. Nothing but false prophets, false preachers, false doctrine running all up in the church, right? That's why I don't go to church. It's a waste of time. I haven't seen any church out there teaching the truth, okay? They're all teaching lies. They all teaching a blonde head, pale face, effeminate Jesus. White Jesus. Biggest fruitcake on planet Earth, all right? And that image that you see when you go to church of so-called white Jesus, that is a real person, okay? Yeah, a lot of the Hebrews out there, y'all know it. But a lot of people don't know that. You grew up in the black church all your life with a picture of a stringy-haired, pale-faced demon on your wall, and you called him Jesus. That guy has a real name. His name is Caesar Borgia, son of Pope Alexander VI, okay? Caesar Borgia was a homosexual. He was also a murderer and a pedophile, okay? And that's who you guys are giving tribute to. That's who's on the walls of your church. That's who you have hanging. Many of you have a picture of that effeminate bastard in your homes, okay? And most of you, when you start praying, oh no, now I lay me down to sleep, you envisioning that pale-faced, stringy-haired bastard. Rapist, pedophile, murderer, immoral bastard. That's who many of us used to envision in our head when we prayed, and you thought that you was doing something righteous. Ain't nothing righteous about that, y'all. And to have this pastor, Michael Todd, to get up there and try to fulfill his effeminate lust, because that's what it was. But like I said, a lot of you guys, you probably won't have eyes to see. You'll think that it was just some It was just some spectacle, nothing to see here. You just don't realize how effeminate these churches make you. Sitting up under that false doctrine, sitting up under there looking at a picture of a fake God that doesn't exist, pale-faced, stringy-haired guy, that puts a spirit on you. It puts an evil spirit on you, one that enables you to be conquered, okay? Ain't nothing going on in them churches but false doctrine, child pedophilia, child molestation, homosexuality, you name it. All of that foolishness is going on in church. Why do black people put up with that? You've been worshiping your oppressor your whole life. And then when somebody comes along and points out the truth to you, you know what you say? You say, oh, you're being hateful. This is so hateful. You know what? You're going to be destroyed by the Most High God because you don't like truth. And for all you real men out there, I'm going to tell you this like this, straight up. Had I been at a church and seen somebody carrying on like that false prophet, Michael Todd, I don't know what I would have did. I mean, I may would have been compelled to put my hands on that dude, right? I'm just keeping it real, okay? I'm not effeminate, okay? I know the truth. I know that Michael Todd is an immoral guy. I know that he's filthy. I know that he's a false prophet. And that nasty Negro tried to say, sometimes when you get a vision from the Lord, it gets nasty. So to show you how nasty it gets, he had to spit in his hand and rub it all over that guy's face. I'm telling you, man, I think I probably would have whipped his ass. I ain't gonna lie. I would have had to beat his ass, right? That guy, he's a false prophet, and he's effeminate, and he's leading you astray. He's leading black people astray, just like a lot of false prophets in the community, right? Your typical black pastor is nothing but a sellout, right? That's why they don't teach you any of God's commandments. They teach you tithes, though. Pay your tithes, which, they don't even know what tithes is. Tithes has nothing to do with money. But since you're black, more than likely, you don't read. You don't study. You believe whatever somebody tells you without researching it for yourself. Right? I'm going to read a quick verse to you right now. Because I used to wonder, why are black people so crazy? Why are black people so easily led astray? How come they fall for anything? It's easy to hit a so-called black person with the rope-a-dope or the okey-doke, right? Why is that? Here's one of the reasons right here. Excuse me. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. I'm going to read that again for y'all. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. I talked about this yesterday. The Most High God made Negroes crazy out of their mind, okay? Part of the curses, okay? Let me show you something. I don't know if y'all can see this right here. You see that at the top of the page? Right here. See what it says? Fruits of disobedience. Reading out of the 28th chapter of Deuteronomy, filled with the curses, okay? These are the curses that the Most High God set upon the 12 tribes of Israel because we didn't want to listen to him, right? We chose not to listen to our God. So he said, you know what? I'm going to make you Negroes crazy. I'm going to read it again. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. That's why when I tell you that black people are crazy, you don't understand. You don't get it. It goes in one ear and out the other. That's why a black man can stand on stage at church hawk spit in his hand and smear it all over your face. To another black man, he did that too. And that's why that black man stood there, allowed that freak to rub spit all over his face. And you know what I can tell you? That man who stood up there and let that freak rub spit all over his face, he actually thought that he was doing something righteous, y'all. I guarantee you that guy thought he was displaying faith in the Most High God when all he was doing was giving himself over to a freak. Pastor Michael Todd, man. Somebody should have went up there and slapped the hell out of that dude, man. I'm talking about the so-called pastor right now. You guys, in the black community, you've got to stop holding these false prophets in high esteem. You got to stop rebuking these guys. That guy need his ass kicked, man. I'm straight up. No talking to. He needs to get his ass whipped. Okay? And drug up out of that church. And they need to, you know what? They need to hit his pockets too. Flip his pockets inside out and take back all the money that Negro is robbing from that congregation. And then you got women, black women sitting out there in their congregation following this freak. And you wonder why the black family is out of whack, out of line. Black people are crazy. I just read it to you, Deuteronomy chapter 28, right? Now, how do I know that that's a curse? How do I know that that's a curse? In that same chapter, Deuteronomy 28, read verse 15, right? But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. I just read it to you. Curses, okay? And from verse 15, Deuteronomy chapter 28 is kind of a long chapter. From verse 15 all the way to verse 68, nothing but curses. Okay? Nothing but curses. From verse 1 through 14 tells you the blessings that the Most High God will bestow upon our people if we listen. And from verse 15 to 68 tells you all the curses he would do. Peace and blessings. Shalom, Brother Howard. Peace, blessings, love, and safety to you, brother. Hope you're having a wonderful day. From verse 15 through 68 is filled with all the curses that the Most High God would do. Just to let you guys know, the Most High God does not love. He's not an all-loving God. He has other emotions. He gets jealous. He takes vengeance. And he also hates certain things. And he also hates certain people. Okay? I know y'all don't believe that. Because you know what you've been taught at church? Oh, God loves everybody. Right? Ain't that what we've been taught? God loves everybody. But you know what? Nobody can prove that. Because it's not in the Holy Scriptures. Check this out. I'm going to read this to you right here. The book of Romans, chapter 9, and verse 13. Listen up. As it is written. You know what it means when it says, as it is written? That means it's written in the Old Testament, right? The Most High God doesn't change. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Shalom, shalom. I'm going to read it again. Romans chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. You know who Jacob is? Jacob is the 12 tribes of Israel who've been scattered into all nations, okay? You're in all nations all over the world. You're in America, South America, Mexico, Uruguay, China, Japan, Russia, Australia. You in every sector of the earth. Everywhere where there are people at, the 12 tribes of Israel are there. You've been scattered there for the disobedience of our ancestors, right? But we going around the world calling ourselves all kinds of names, calling ourselves black, calling ourselves Mexican, calling ourselves Jamaican, calling ourselves African, black Chinese. I'm a black Filipino. No, none of those things exist. All of those things are made up names to keep you from knowing who you truly are. Right? Let me see something here. Check this out. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 27. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. Verse 28. And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. Verse 29. But if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy God, thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. You got to go on a wild goose hunt. Okay? You got to hunt like you never hunted for the Most High. And it just read it right here. If you do that, you will find him. I'm going to read verse 27 again. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations. You're surrounded by heathens. And ye shall be left few in number. That's why they call you a so-called minority. Because the nation of Israel has been split up. We are in every nation on earth. We're not all together right now. We've been divided. Among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. Verse 28. And there, where is there? America, China, Russia, Mexico. And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone. What's wood? That's that false Christianity, that wooden cross that many Christians idolize and worship. And stone. What's stone? That fake cobblestone that the Muslims worship. Wood and stone. The leading symbols of the two biggest religions on earth, Christianity and Islam. Both false teachings, both fake gods and false doctrines. That's what most of the Israelites are worshiping right now. Most Israelites, they don't even know that they're Israelites. We calling ourselves black, calling ourselves Mexican, calling ourselves African. We calling ourselves all kind of names. And most of us are worshiping wood, Christianity, stone, Islam. Both of those religions are false. They're both fake. They're both phony. Those gods don't exist. They're fake idols. Okay? But it says, but if from thence, which meaning in your Christianity, in your Islam, from thence, thou shalt seek the Lord thy God, thou shalt find him. If thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy mind. My gosh, look at this. I got to read verse 32 because it's real. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, all what things? All of the curses that the Most High put on us. When thou art in tribulation, and which we are, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days. What's the latter days? Right now, today, in the last days. If thou turn to the Lord thy God, and shalt be obedient unto his voice. Verse 31. For the Lord thy God is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them. My goodness. You guys, we have got to turn back to our God. Come out of Christianity. Come out of Islam. Abandon every single religion that you've ever known. They're all fake. All of them. White Jesus, fake. Allah, fake. Okay? Christianity enslaved the Israelites. Islam enslaved the Israelites. The Christians enslaved you with the transatlantic slave trade. Okay? The Islam enslaves you with the sub-Saharan slave trade. Yes, the Arabs. They had you for like 1,500 years. Okay? And they are still enslaving Israelites out there in the Middle East right now. Make no mistake about it. Come out of these fake religions, y'all. Turn back to the God of Israel, the God of your forefathers, okay? Or else you're gonna end up on stage like that churchgoer in a church with a pastor like Michael Todd, hawk spitting in his hand and rubbing it all over your face, man. Humiliating you, degrading you, and you're gonna be up in there thinking that you are showing faith, which all you're doing is giving yourself over to a freak. Michael Todd is a freak, okay? And I guarantee you, that's not the only time that he's going to display his lust. That was a lustful act, believe it or not. He wanted to have relations with that guy. All right? Anybody that got eyes to see and ears to hear, you're going to understand what I'm saying. It's disgusting what's going on out here with black people. Black people have gone mad. You're crazy. Okay? Not you guys here. Okay? But out there in the world, black people are crazy as hell. I read it to you in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. Crazy as hell. And most of our people hate the truth. That's why the judgment of the Lord is cracking down on your heads, right? I'm going to read you something else, and then I'm going to get up out of here, right? Check this out. Why are all these things happening right now? We at the end right now, you guys. The Most High is getting ready to come back and split this world right down the seam. Okay? Book of Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. Check this out. This is where we at right now, whether you believe it or not, whether you understand it or not. Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed, which is you, Negroes, shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Verse 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward they shall come out with great substance. Hey, brother, are you a Hebrew Israelite? Because far as listening, yes, brother, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I am a Hebrew Israelite. And Hebrew Israelite is not a religion, that is a race. That is the race of God's chosen people, okay? And I know some of you guys out there, maybe you're not Hebrew Israelites. Maybe you're a Gentile. Well, guess what you can do? If you are not a Hebrew Israelite, you need to bless the Hebrew Israelites. Because this book right here tells you all that bless the Hebrews. Hey, brother, I've been a Muslim all my life, and a Muslim, we stand on our freedom, justice, and equality. You know, how can you say you know? This is what I'm going to tell you, brother. Now, I don't know what your nationality is. Here's what it is. This book right here is written to the Hebrew Israelites, okay? It's not a religion. That is my race, okay? And I don't know, maybe, I told you, many Hebrew Israelites are part of religions, okay? Hold on one second. Yeah. Many Hebrew Israelites. Man, brother, how can you say it's not here? Okay, brother Howard, I'm about to explain. Brother. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. Okay? You guys, this is what I'm going to tell you. Every religion out there, the two biggest religions on planet Earth are Christianity and Islam, okay? The Christian religion enslaved the Hebrew Israelites, okay? We all know white Jesus, people who follow white Jesus, the so-called white man, they enslaved the Israelites, okay? Now, also, okay, I'm about to explain. Also, Islam, okay? This is something a lot of people don't understand, right? Because we've all been led astray. If you are living on planet Earth, don't think for a second that you haven't been deceived. Myself as well. All of us have been deceived. This book right here, this is not a religion. But all nations have taken this book right here. They stole this book and they used it to enslave God's people, okay? Now, the Muslims, right? Understand, the Christian religion, right? Christianity was started by so-called white people. So-called Islam was started by the so-called Arabs, okay? This is without asking anybody out there who is a member of Islam. Did the Muslims enslave so-called black people? Right? Did they? Of course they did. Maybe you guys are not too familiar with that out there, right? Go and research the sub-Saharan slave trade, okay? The Arabs were out there for over 1,500 years beating, raping, robbing, and enslaving my people. That's the sub-Saharan slave trade, okay? They forced us to become Islamic, okay? That is the religion of the Arabs. But why are you in here bashing Islam, man? Listen to me. Listen to me, Brother Howard. I'm not bashing Islam. I'm bringing out the truth, okay? Christians enslaved my people, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. Muslims enslaved my people and forced us to be Muslim, okay? I'm not a part of any religion any longer because it's not right for me to join something that enslaved, raped, robbed, killed, and sold my brothers and sisters and got us to follow a God that is not in here, okay? This book told you that the Hebrew Israelites would be worshiping wood, which is the cross, Christianity, and stone, okay? That cobblestone that the Muslims deal with. Most of my people are in there. I'm a Muslim, brother, and I'm a Muslim under Louis Farrakhan, brother, and you ain't going to get no closer than that. Look, brother, if you want to be a Muslim under Farrakhan, hey, you go right ahead, right? But this is what I'll tell you, brother. And since you're up under Farrakhan, that lets me know, more than likely anyway, it sounds like that you are one of my brothers, right? Most of my brothers are in Islam, right? And I understand that because they knew that Christianity was a lie, right? So we trying to get away from lies. So the next thing, we know we got to get out of Christianity. So we run over to Islam, right? Not understanding that Islam enslaved our people. That's if you are a so-called Negro, right? Islam enslaved you for 1,500 years. And they're still doing it right now out in the Middle East. Those Arabs, for the most part, okay, for the most part. Do you have some cool people in all walks of life? Yeah, you do. But for the most part, Arabs don't like us. That's why they enslaved us, okay? Go research the sub-Saharan slave trade and see if I'm lying, brother. I'm not bashing Islam, but what I am doing is bringing out the truth. I'm bringing out the truth because here's what's going on. I'm going to read it again. Genesis chapter 15 and verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, okay, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years, right? This right here is talking about so-called America, okay? The so-called white man admits himself that in 1619, he brought Negroes over on slave ship. That's what he said. 1619 to 2019, that's 400 years. That's wrong, man. That's wrong. I've been studying Hebrew Israelites too, man, but that's why I'm coming on here. Okay, hey, look, brother, you have a right to your opinion, okay? But I'll tell you one thing. This Bible right here is undefeated, okay? It's undefeated, brother, and it's going to remain undefeated. I'm trying to wake up all of my brothers and sisters to leave every religion, okay? Now, maybe, I don't know, are you a so-called Negro? Because if you are, then that would mean you are a Hebrew Israelite. Let's check out what I'm saying, brother. And I'm not trying to bash you. I'm not bashing you, right? But what I am bashing and going against is false doctrine. Most of the Hebrew Israelites are in the Christian religion. And the other half of the Hebrew Israelites are in the Islam religion. They have no idea that the Christians and the Muslims enslaved them and brutally tortured them for years, brother. Okay? If you don't study Islam, don't be on your title video talking about Islam if you didn't study the religion. Okay, look. Obviously, I'm going to ask you this, brother. What's your nationality, brother? Because I know a lot of our people, they're not going to leave Christianity. They're not going to leave Islam even when the truth comes out. What's your nationality, brother? Are you a so-called Negro? Because this is what I'm going to tell you. If you are a so-called Negro, come out of every religion, brother. Look, maybe you're not a so-called Negro, because I do have some people on this channel, they're not Negroes, right? This is what I'll tell anybody on there who watches my videos who's not a part of the 12 tribes of Israel, which is not a religion. That is my race, and that's the race of the so-called Negro who's scattered into all nations, right? If you are not a so-called Israelite, if you're not a so-called Negro, here's what you can do. Anybody out there who's not a Negro who watches my channel, bless the so-called Negro. The religion of Christianity was started by white men named Constantine. One or two can conquer the religion. Look, brother, all religions are false. Every last one of them, okay? Now, I'm going to ask you a question again. What is your nationality, brother? Are you a so-called Negro? Did your people go into slavery? If you didn't study Islam, don't go about asking people, man, because you can. So you're not going to answer the question, brother? Okay, maybe you're not going to answer the question, right? If you're not a so-called Negro, then that means you're not a part of the 12 tribes of Israel. What you can do, you better bless the Israelites, okay? Because this book right here tells you, those that bless the Israelites, the Lord will bless you. But all who curse the Israelites, the Lord is going to curse you. And as far as I can see, all nations have cursed the Israelites. They all enslaved us. They all stole our land. They all stole our book. Okay? This Holy Bible right here is written for and by the Hebrew Israelites, right? Inspired by the God of the Israelites, right? And a lot of our people, they're just not going to, a lot of our people, they don't have the ability to separate themselves from religion, okay? Hebrew Israelite is not a religion. That is a race. So I'll ask you again, brother, what is your nationality? Look, brother, the Muslims have to fight the Christians, homie. The Arabs have to fight the Christians. Brother, you still ain't answered the question, brother. So I'm just going to go, I'm going to go ahead and take it that you're not going to answer the question, okay? But you are right about this. The Arabs and the Muslims have been fighting for a very long time, and they're going to continue to fight. And whether you know it or not, the Arabs and the Christians are going to be at the heart of World War III to rip this world apart. Well, I don't know if you know that or not, brother. I don't know if you know that or not. Those are going to be the main contenders for World War III, the Christians and the Muslims. Okay? They've been fighting each other for a very long time. The white man against the so-called Arabs. Okay? And if you are a so-called black man, brother, I'm telling you this out of love, brother. You have no business joining the white man with his Christianity. You have no business joining the Arabs with their Islam. Okay? If you can't see that right now, it's either one or two things. The Most High hasn't woken you up yet, or this just may not be for you, right? But like I said, I've asked you multiple times, what is your nationality, okay? Are you a so-called Negro? When you go to fill out your job application, do you check that you're an Arab, okay? Because if you are an Arab, then, okay, I get it. If you're of Arabic descent, I get it, you being a Muslim. But if you are a so-called Negro, you don't know about the sub-Saharan slave trade? You don't see how Arabs treat black people? I'm just a question for you to think about, brother. I'm not bashing you because I love all my brothers out there. Okay? I don't care where you from. Like I said, most Hebrew Israelites are part of Christianity. Do I still love those brothers? Of course I do. I love those brothers and sisters. The rest of my brothers and sisters are a part of Islam. Do I still love those brothers? Of course I do. I love all Hebrew Israelites, even the ones that don't know that they're Israelites. And understand this, brother. Most Israelites don't know that they're Israelites. And the rest of them, when you tell it to them, they just simply reject it because it's more easier and comfortable to stay in these religions that have oppressed us for a very long time. I'm telling you this out of love, brother. I got nothing but love for you, right? And like I said, to anybody who watches my channel, who's not a Hebrew Israelite, and I mean this is a race, it's not a religion. If you are a so-called Gentile, meaning you're not a part of the 12 tribes of Israel, if you want the Most High to have some mercy on you, you got to bless the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? This book right here, which belongs to the Israelites, says clearly, our God will bless whoever blesses us, and he'll curse whoever curses us. Now, I got a question for you. For anybody watching this video, what have most people on this earth done to the so-called Negro, to the so-called black people? Have people blessed us or have they cursed us? If we're going to be honest, I think we all know the answer to that question, right? And I asked you several times, brother, what's your nationality? Are you black? Are you a Negro? You never answered that, right? I don't know what you are. But if you are part of the 12 tribes of Israel, brother, I'm pleading with you. Do some research, brother, on the sub-Saharan slave trade. Start studying this book, brother. Don't listen to what a man say. Don't even listen to what I say. Pick this book up, right? Read. This book in here tells you the curses that the Most High God would put on the 12 tribes of Israel. Comb through this book. Read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Read Leviticus, the 26th chapter. And see if you can see yourself in these curses. You're not telling me nothing that I don't know already. Well, you still haven't answered my question, brother. And look, you definitely don't know this. If you knew this, I'm not telling you something that you know already. If you knew this, you would know what I'm saying is true. Do you know that the Muslims enslaved Negroes for over 1,500 years and they still doing it right now? So you say I ain't telling you nothing that you don't know. Do you know that? And you still haven't answered my question yet. What's your nationality? So it seems like to me, brother, like you're just trying to skip over what I'm saying here. If I ain't telling you nothing that you don't already know, according to this right here, are you a Hebrew Israelite? Are you a so-called Negro? And look, brother, like I said, I'm not getting on you, but I gotta let you know, you sound like a lot of Negroes out there. Brother, you ain't telling me nothing that I don't already know. Well, what's your nationality then? Do you know about the sub-Saharan slave trade? Do you know that there are Muslims out there right now in the Middle East enslaving Negroes right now? Beating them, whipping them, torturing them, killing them? Do you know that? And if you say I'm not telling you nothing that you don't already know, then if you are a Negro, you should be leaving Islam, brother. So don't be so quick to just dismiss what I'm telling you, brother. Because you're going to be judged for that. Whether you know it or not, look, whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not, I'm on here for one reason and one reason only. I'm trying to save the lives of my people. My people are in Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism. I love you too, brother. Love you too, man. But just try to understand what I'm saying. I'm not trying to offend you, brother. I'm not trying to bash you. I'm trying to reach all my brothers and sisters, man. You know why? because the 400 years is up. I just read to you in Genesis chapter 15 and 13. God told Abraham that his seed, which is these niggas who've been scattered to the four corners of the earth, all over planet Earth, we will be in a land not our own. And we will be afflicted for 400 years, okay? The so-called white man even admits, he claims in 1619, he started bringing Negroes over here on slave ships. 1619 to 2019 is 400 years to the T. And immediately at the end of 2019, what happened? The plague broke out. C-19 broke out. The plague came to town. The God of the Israelites is destroying all nations. And that's why I'm on here. I want to get my brothers and sisters to come out of all nations, to come out of these religions so that we don't get destroyed with our enemies. That's my only purpose for coming on here, you guys. I'm trying to save my brothers and sisters from the impending doom and destruction that is coming upon us, you guys. I don't want any of us to get caught up in that. Okay? That's why I'm on here. I love all of my brothers and sisters, whether you're from America, South America, West Africa, South Africa, Afghanistan, Iran, China, Russia, Uruguay. I don't care where you at. The 12 tribes of Israel are scattered into all nations. And all of us have been deceived. Not just this guy over here, that guy over there. If you are living on planet Earth, we all have been deceived, right? But I just read to you guys, in those lands where we were oppressed at, if we turn back to our God, he will hear us, especially in these latter days. The 400 years right here of the white man ruling over us and destroying us, it's over now. Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. Okay? 1619 to 2019 is 400 years on the dot. Not 390 years, not 398, 400 years. And right at the end of 2019, which is 400 years on the dot, C-19 came to town. The plague came to town. Shutdowns, sickness. And there are many more things on the way because the Most High God is fed up. He's getting ready to free his people, and he's going to wipe out all these nations who destroyed us. That's why I'm on here. So you guys, I hope you guys got something out of this, okay? To all my brothers and sisters out there who are scattered into all nations, scattered into all religions, please, y'all, do some research and do some studying. If you don't understand what I'm saying, and if you're wondering whether I'm lying to you or not, pray to the Most High God and get in this book. You want, for starters, read the whole 28th chapter of Deuteronomy, the whole 26th chapter of Leviticus, where our God outlines all the curses and the horrible things he would do to us if we chose not to listen to him, which we did. We chose not to listen to him, and that's why we had to go into captivity after captivity after captivity. But this is it right here. No more slavery, no more captivity. The Most High God is getting ready to kill lots of people, even us. Love you, brother. Brother Howard. Hope you have a great day. Peace, blessings, love, and safety to you. Peace, blessings, love, and safety to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered into all nations. Anybody who took time to stop past, watch this video. I love you guys. Be safe. Be blessed. I'll see you guys next time. Much love. I love y'all. Peace.